You've been mistreated, manipulated, and taken for granted. You gave your all, your heart, soul, and loyalty, but in return, what did you receive? Lies, betrayal, and mind games. They were waiting for you to break, anticipating your reaction like vultures circling overhead, ready to feast on the remains of what they thought would be your downfall. But here you are, standing tall. And what did you give them instead of the explosive reaction they craved? Silence. And oh, how that silence must be tormenting them now. It's eating them alive because they expected you to shatter, to cry out, to plead for their attention. They wanted the satisfaction of seeing your pain, hoping it would validate their own power. But instead, you gave them the one thing they couldn't handle: complete and utter silence. That silence is echoing louder than any outburst could. And it's driving them mad. They don't know what to do with it because they've lost control over you. You've walked away from the chaos, the drama, the endless cycle of mind games, and now all they're left with, they were counting on you to fall apart, to react, to give them the attention they desperately needed. But instead, you took the high road. You chose peace. You chose to preserve your energy for yourself, rather than wasting it on those who never deserved it in the first place. Now they're realizing that your silence is more powerful than any response you could have given. True, unwavering silence forces people to face themselves. It makes them sit alone with their own thoughts, their own guilt, and their own shame. And let me tell you, nothing terrifies them more than that. They expected you to scream, to lash out, to engage in their games. But instead you left them standing alone, empty-handed, staring into the void they created. And that void, it's starting to swallow them whole. Every moment of your silence reminds them that they no longer hold power over you. Every second you don't respond, every time you refuse to engage, it's another blow to their ego. They thrive on chaos, on drama, on emotional reactions. They want you flustered, angry, and desperate because it makes them feel powerful. But when you take that away, when you deny them the reaction they crave, you strip them of their power. Suddenly they're left with nothing, just the emptiness they tried to fill with manipulation and deceit. They thought they could control you, pull your strings like a puppet, but you've proven you're no puppet. You're a storm, a force of nature, and you don't play by their rules anymore. Your silence is your freedom, and their disappointment is the consequence of their own twisted expectations. The beauty of silence is that it gives you space to heal, to grow, to become the best version of yourself. While they're consumed by their own disappointment, you're evolving. They thought they were breaking you, but all they did was set you free. And now, when they're left alone with their thoughts, they're beginning to see just how badly they underestimated you. They thought they could control you with their games, but you've shown them that you don't need their validation, their attention, or anything from them anymore. That realization is what's haunting them. They're scrambling now, trying to figure out how to get you to react, how to draw you back into their chaos. But they can't stand the silence, they can't handle the fact that you've taken back your power and left them standing in the ruins of their own manipulation. They thought they could dictate the outcome, but you flipped the script. You walked away, and now they're left with nothing but the wreckage of their expectations. They regretted every lie, every manipulation, every time they pushed you to the edge thinking you'd break. But what they didn't realize is that you are unbreakable. You've always been stronger than they gave you credit for. And now, in your silence, they're starting to understand that. They're starting to see that they've lost something real, something valuable, something irreplaceable. The worst part for them, there's no way to undo the damage. They can't take back the trust they shattered, the love they took for granted. They can't go back in time and undo their mistakes. And now they're left to face the harsh reality that they've lost you for good. Oh, they'll try to come back, they always do. They'll try to worm their way back into your life with apologies and excuses, hoping to reignite the spark they snuffed out. But you won't fall for it this time. You see through their lies, their games, and their manipulations. You know their apology isn't about you, it's about them. It's about their need to ease their guilt and repair their fragile ego. But you're done playing their game. You're done giving them power over your emotions. They'll be met with the same silence that's been driving them insane, and that silence will speak louder than any words ever could. Your silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's a boundary, a shield, a form of protection. And in the end, they'll have to face the reality that the person they thought they could break is the one who rose above them, who found peace in the silence, who no longer needs anything from them. They'll realize that you were the one who got away, the one they never truly understood, the one they'll never be able to replace. You've won, not by shouting or fighting, but by choosing silence, by walking away and choosing yourself. Here's the truth they'll never admit: it kills them, that you're not broken. It eats at them that they didn't get the satisfaction of seeing you fall apart. They wanted the tears, the pain, the drama. They wanted you consumed by the chaos they created, crushed under the weight of their mess. But you didn't crumble. You stood tall, and your strength is a constant reminder of their failure. As the days go by, their disappointment will deepen and the silence will haunt them. They'll look at the shallow replacements they surrounded themselves with and feel the void of what they lost. Every laugh will feel empty, every connection hollow, and every moment with someone new will be tainted by the memory of what they let slip away. They'll face regret every time they hear your name or catch a glimpse of who you've become. The silence you gave them isn't just your strength, it's their punishment. It's the mirror they have to face every single day. They never expected you to rise from the ashes they thought would bury you. They wanted the chaos, the drama, something to feed their twisted egos. But instead, they got silence, the most piercing, deafening silence that speaks louder than any words ever could. They didn't realize that in your stillness, in your decision not to engage, you reclaimed your power. And now, as they sit with the weight of their choices, they're beginning to understand just how much that silence echoes through their empty lives. They'll replay every decision over and over, wondering why you didn't fight for them, why you didn't give them the satisfaction of your pain. But the truth is, your silence is the most powerful response you could have ever given. They'll come to realize, in their quiet, lonely moments, that they never truly understood you. They'll finally see that you were never the one to be controlled, manipulated, or broken. You were always stronger, smarter, and more resilient than they could ever comprehend. And that realization, it will haunt them, clawing at their conscience like a shadow they can't escape. It will keep them awake at night, every silent moment serving as a reminder of the price they paid for underestimating your strength. They'll look back and replay every memory, every time they thought they had the upper hand, and it will dawn on them how wrong they were. The truth is, they never had power over you. You simply gave them the illusion of control. You watched as they weaved their web of manipulation, knowing all along that when the time came, you would walk away without looking back. And now they're left tangled in their own web, suffocating in the silence that they never expected would be their punishment. You see, people like them, they thrive on reactions. They need the energy that comes from chaos and drama. It's their fuel, their lifeline. When they create a storm, they expect you to stand in the center of it, screaming, fighting, giving them the emotional responses they crave. But when you refuse to react, when you choose to stand on the sidelines and let the storm pass, you strip them of their power. And what they don't understand is that your silence isn't just a choice, it's a statement. It's you reclaiming your strength, standing firm in your peace, and refusing to be dragged back into the darkness they tried to pull you into. Now, every time they reach for that power and come up empty-handed, they feel the sting of their own failure. They thought they could orchestrate your downfall, but instead they only accelerated their own. The truth is, your silence is more powerful than any words or actions you could have given them. It's the final chapter of a story they thought they were writing, but it turns out you were the author all along. And in this story, the ending doesn't go in their favor. As the days go by, the silence becomes heavier, a constant weight pressing down on them. They'll watch as you continue to rise, becoming more confident, more resilient, more unshakable. And every step you take forward is a reminder of the distance you've put between yourself and the chaos they once tried to drag you into. They'll see that while they're stuck in the ruins of their own making, you've moved on to a better, brighter future, one they'll never be a part of. But the most painful truth for them will be this: they didn't just lose you, they lost the best version of you, the one they never fully appreciated. They'll see that you were the light in their darkness, the calm in their storm, the truth they weren't ready to accept. And now they have nothing left but their regrets, their loneliness, and the emptiness that echoes back every time they're left alone with their thoughts. In their desperation, they'll reach out, trying to grasp at any chance of redemption, but it will be too late. They'll watch you flourish, grow, and become the best version of yourself, all while they remain stuck, unable to escape the consequences of their own actions. They'll realize that the silence they so feared is a reflection of their own mistakes, A mirror showing them the truth they tried to avoid. And the more they try to run from it, the louder it will become. That's the power of silence. It's not just the absence of noise, it's the presence of strength, of clarity, of resilience. It's you showing them that they no longer have any hold over your emotions, your life, or your happiness. It's you choosing yourself over the chaos they tried to entrap you in. And that choice? It's the most liberating, powerful decision you could ever make. So while they remain trapped in the prison of their own making, understand that you've already won. You walked away, you reclaimed your power, and you built a life free from their manipulation. And that silence they can't stand. It's the sound of your freedom, and the haunting reminder of everything they've lost.